The interesting thing about doing a show like this is if you're going to bring people back from the dead, you want to bring them to a place that they'd want to be.
Georgia is a great location because it ties together with something larger, which is the quest to tell American stories in an American background.
You see those houses and that beautiful countryside, you understand why people spend generations in the same place. Where else would you want to go?
The big themes that we deal with in our show, these big what ifs, those things taking place in a small town, I think works so eloquently.
The stereotype about small towns and all that is everybody knows what everybody is doing.
It's hard to keep things a secret. So the fact that some of these secrets have been dead and buried for so long brings a lot of tension.
In these off-kilter locations, you get this sort of unusual feeling of mystery and the sense that we don't really know what's happening. Right now we're shooting in this amazing factory.
It's called the Pullman Yard and is meant to be what is left of the Langston family business.
It's of course all crumbled and falling apart, and just a beautiful location for richness and darkness and mystery.
It's in disrepair, it's been disregarded, it's been ignored.
It's an instant visual key for characters to see what had become of their lives.
Smoking up, smoking. No, boss! Please! Cut.
They're finding these locations that actually do have this history that have been around since the early 1900s, and everything just seems to sort of ramped up a bit.
Georgia is an interesting place because today it's a really big center of production, but still maintains that embrace of a smaller place. It has the big downtown look if you need it, but also not very far away is that small town, which is our Arcadia. It's kind of put together with Stone Mountain and Norcross.
Norcross is like a really picturesque, beautiful little town in the outskirts of Atlanta with a train line going through. I just have fallen completely in love with the sound of those trains.
We're so lucky to be in Georgia because there's nowhere else in the world that has this feel of the little town of Arcadia that we're supposed to be in.
I think that they've been doing a great job with that, with really getting that visually, and I think overall it's really serene. Beautiful place.
In order to tell the story about the resurrection, you have to have that strong visual sense of where you are. Well, the great thing is, with a character like Margaret, for example, you can walk her back down the familiar street which she hasn't been for 30 years, and initially it feels like it was yesterday that she was here. It's more of a gentle transition for these characters.
It's a strange thing to have instant access to 33-year-old memories. You can see very clearly the things that haven't changed.
It's an instant visual key for characters to see what had become of their lives.
Interesting thing for me to see day to day is how just outside of Atlanta, if you go a little bit north of the city or a little bit east of the city or a little south, it's very different. You just get to see a surprising variety of little cultural subsections just outside of this major city that each provide their own coloring for the show.
I'm loving being here. I do a lot of walking, and I've sort of walked the length and breadth of this city, and I've absolutely loved it. The film industry and the television industry seems to be flocking here, so it's got a lot of energy and vibrancy about it. And that energy feeds off to the work that is being shot here too.
Georgia has been a fantastic experience, somewhere I'd love to come back to.